Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world. Welcome to Charging League Racing. My name is Gingenart1107, better known as Cow, and before we begin tonight's race, I want to take a moment to speak about someone incredibly special to all of us here at Charging League Racing. Recently, we lost one of our fellow sim racers, Stefania. They weren't just a competitor on track, they were a competitor off the track, they were friends, teammates for some, and part of our racing family. Stefania brought energy, kindness, and passion to every race, whether it was for battling for a position or sharing laughs off the circuit. They always had a way of making this community feel brighter and stronger. It's moments like these that remind us that league racing is more than just the racing. It's about the people and connections that we do form along the way and the memories that stick with us for quite a long time. Stefania will always be remembered, not for a single race or result, but for the spirit they carried of us, for the joy of the times they joined in. Tonight, as the lights go out and the race begins, we drive with Stefania in our hearts. The journey may be with us ended too soon, but their presence will be alongside us, lap after lap. On behalf of everyone here, we thank you, Stefania, for everything you gave us. You'll be deeply missed, but never forgotten. And now, with Stefania in our hearts tonight, we turn to the focus of the action on track, as Stefania would have wanted. Qualifying is about to get underway here in Charging League Racing, and the driver is about to push their result on the grid. Let's get into the session and see who can rise to the occasion. Hello everyone. Hello. Oh, that was hard. Right, so as some of you may know, this is being called the Greek Grand Prix today in memory of Stefania. We are at Canada today, but we are calling it the Greek Grand Prix in memory. So we're going around 4.361 kilometers of this beautiful circuit. 35 laps today. Quite a long distance around the circuit, but we'll get through it. By the looks of it, we've got a wet session as well. So that is going to cause some exciting racing action indeed. We see intermediates on, so we'll keep an eye on it. Hope everyone's well in chat. Hope everyone's doing okay. A lot of new followers between now and when I was last in the commentary box, so nice to have you joining in. But, we want to see who goes out first. As we well know, rain normally means people like to wait, and we have seen a little bit of patience from some drivers. However, we do have someone coming out now. Who is that? It's a Haas, and the Haas is it Jens? Is it Jens? No, it's Blow. So here comes Blow. He's our first driver on the track. It's not Bubba this time round in that Kick Sauber, as he is still in that pit box. So we do have the Haas car of Blow, I think, who is 5th in the championship as it stands. Currently only competed in 2 races here in CLR. He's had 1 win and 1 retirement, and that was close to being a retirement here in qualifying as he clarts the wall of what is turn 4. Turn 3-4 chicane is quite a tricky one, especially in the wet. With that lack of grip, can be quite tricky to keep it going in a straight line, as Below demonstrate for us here. But we can see that rain. Look at the droplets on the circuit. It's quite literally a slip and slide that you might have in your back garden. That is what they're doing at the moment. The intermediates are providing that extra bit of tread and a little bit of grip. However, it's not perfect conditions for qualifying. It's not what you want if you're looking for a pole position. However, someone's got to get it, and this is what the next 15 minutes will entail. Who's going to get it, and who's going to rise to the occasion here at the Greek GP here in CLR? Well, Below will be the first one, as he is going to start. No, he's not. He invalidates before he even gets to the line, so that will not be Blow. Who will it be? I think it's a Red Bull. Is it a Red Bull? It is a Red Bull. It's going to be your boy Hobnob. No, it's another Red Bull of the V-Carb. It's going to be DR Alex, your championship leader. Let's see what he can do against the rest of the field. So, it is down to him to set this bank lap early on. DR Alex doesn't do bank laps. He does like a a fairly quick lap to begin with, and later on he'll improve, and then he calls it quits about halfway through the session. So what would he do? It's a 22.9 in the first sector. Not too shabby. We'll keep an eye on how the second sector goes. Obviously no DRS as we have this rainfall here in qualifying. So it's gonna be down to the driver and their actual skill here, as he does take that section of turn 8 and 9 to quite nicely through that chicane. Towards turn 10 of the hairpin, end of sector 2 here. So it's down to him to get this final sector now be perfect, as it's his last chance in this lap to get any pace he can get out of this V-Carb Formula 1 car. Quite a long stint now as we reach to the final corner of turn 13 and 14. Swing it in and get it back on that left-hand side so you don't hit the wall of champions. Dear Alex doesn't really know that place yet, but I think he'll get very familiar with it throughout the season. 1.19478. Not too shabby from the British driver. Andrew was next across the line, and he goes 2 seconds off of the V-Carb. So quite a distance indeed. He'll be looking to improve. Next is Skull, who's a lot closer than Andrew managed. He gets that kicks Albert up to P2. That's not a bad lap from the British driver here today. Andrew, I will just mention, that is not Andrew, that's Andrew. Home race day here at Canada. So he'll be looking for a very, very good result. And we'll see what he can pull out the bag. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be looking for a good one. Definitely. And Andrew, Reggie is P3 at the moment, 1.3 seconds. Mr. Saturday here knows how to put in a good qualifying lap. So let's keep an eye on how it unfolds later down the line. Furious Appy gets himself to P4 and Bubba to P6. Quite far off from DRL Alex as it stands. We'll keep an eye on it as George Gamer, maybe a wet weather driver, gets his car up to P3. That's Scarlet Red Ferrari teammates with the other Max tier. The boss, the big man, gets himself to was P3, now P4, as Ricciardo topples off the 3-time world champion and gets himself into P3. Max here just goes behind Reggie and gets himself P6, as Dear Alex gets even faster up in P1. Blow tries his best, 8 tenths off on his first actual competitive lap here in qualifying. We're about 6 minutes in, and there's a lot of times popping up on the board, and I think there's a lot of time to find on that board indeed. We then have Mercedes. I think it's Nivi who has invalidated his lap, so he'll have to go again. Reggie, does he improve? No, he does not. And he invalidated, so he'll have to look to try and find some more pace. The Aston Martin of Sick Path comes in to pit, call it quits, go back out again, whereas his teammate is starting his hot lap. Then we have another Kicks Alba, sorry. Is he improving? No, he's not as it stands. Let me quickly just get rid of my overlay because it's really distracting. That's better. Then we have a Ferrari. That is George Gamer. Has he gone again? It looks like he has. And he's in the green. Can it be any purples? As he comes to the line, it's not bad. 5/10 improvement. Getting himself ahead of the McLaren driver of Ricciardo. Up into P4. He'll be happy with that. Mr. P4 is back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wow. Hello, George. You recognise this position very well. Very, very well. We then have the V-Carb Alex again. He's going even quicker by the looks of it. Does he do anything as Reggie's gone? No, he's not going quicker, I lied. Let's quickly go and find a little invite for Reggie there. There he is. That's nice and easy. Who was next? I didn't see who it was. I think it's the Red Bull. I think it's Twinkie. What can Twinkie do? To the line. He hasn't invalidated, so it's going to be valid. Gets himself up to P10, just doubling off Bubba. Not too far behind the home hero of Andrew. So not too bad there from Mr. Twinkie. The Aston Martin of Beyond. I did see he had a little bit of a tank slapper into that final chicane. Was it a good enough lap? It's not too bad. Getting himself behind another CLR champion. These two share 4 CLR champions between them both, P4 and 5. Ellie gets herself up to P6. Not a bad lap. 1.3 off the pace, but actually only 5/10 off P2, so not bad at all. As I just stopped to have a little drink of cider. Bubba improves his lap time, getting himself up to P9. Not too bad by the Dutchman. Not bad at all. We got Ollie cheering on Bubba. We've got Yen struggling with no force feedback. We can tell. Who was that just came across the line? Sorry. I think that was Bjorn who got him. No, it wasn't Bjorn. We already seen him. Maybe it was no one. Oh, no, it was Dear Alex, who's gone even quicker. It's another 4 attempts that Dear Alex has somehow pulled out the bag. Now 1.1 seconds ahead of Blow, which is crazy. Andrew gets himself up 1/10 behind Blow. Not too shabby by the Canadian driver. He'll be happy with that. He'll be very happy with that, I would say. His teammate of MJB is a no-show today. Yep, no, I don't think he's going to show up. Nope. So, how are you, Roshi? I hope you're still here. Sorry I missed you. I was doing a little bit of a speech. Who was that? Who was that? Someone's gone quicker. I'm really bad today, aren't I? Who was that? It was Nivi. There he is. Getting his first lap in. Gets himself up to P10. The only Mercedes to set a lap time so far is Jean is still in the pit lane. I'm sure he'll be looking to come out at some point. We then have a V-Card, Furious Appy, down in P13. He did have a good qualifying session last time out, at which I think was Qatar, maybe? I think it was Qatar. He did fairly well. I think I have the results here. No, it was Nederland. It was the Nederland circuit, where we were reversed. He had a good qualifying, but a bad race, and then ended up retiring. So he'll be looking for improvement this week out, as he's actually getting quite fast. Purple in the timing sheets as it stands, but a little bit of a slide there will not help his lap time. We'll come back to him in a minute, as Pink Web has just started a hot lap. A name we know before here in CLR Thursday, getting himself back onto the racing track. It is nice to have him back, and we'll wait and see what he can do on the timing sheets. Twinkie's gone as well. We'll get them both added back in. Oh, Reggie's completely gone. Let's have a look for Twinkie. Twinkie's also completely gone. Okay, that's fine. Let me just quickly check my Xbox, see if I can find Reggie there. No, I can't. Strange. As it stands, it's still quite wet out there. Very wet, I should say. I think there's a vehicle coming across the line. I think it isn't Alex, it's the other one. Who's the other one? It's Furious Happy. He gets himself up to P8. We saw the purple sector one. And as it stands, it's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Reggie's back. Reggie is back. George Gamer is now 6/10 off Dear Alex, getting himself up to P2. Better than the P4 Merchant. Is now up to P2. Not too bad at all for him. I think he'll be looking to improve, though, for sure, as this track is really getting some speed into it now. We've improved by about 1.5 seconds from the start of this session, so I would assume the end of this session is going to be the last come, last served for the good slice of cake. Pinkway gets himself to P10 though on his first qualifying back here in CLR. He'll be happy with that. That's his first little bank lap. 7 minutes left in the session. He's got a few more in there. He's got a few more on the tank. What can Ricciardo do now as he goes for another lap now? I'm just going to double check I haven't got any tags for people wanting to rejoin the session. I'm going to try and give Reggie an invite again. If I can find him. There he is. And I'll try and find Twinkie as well, who also isn't here, which is quite a shame. Oh, Ricciardo, has he come back to see the racing action? Clark's turn 4. We've seen a few drivers do that now. It's just scrubbing off speed. That wanted speed he's losing there. Obviously, you're coming out of turn 4, you're getting ready for turn 5. You need that speed to carry through before turn 6. You're just losing time. So, not what he wants. Not what he wants at all, really. Sixth Path is currently in P7. Got Williams behind him. I think it might be Andrew there. Yes, it is. Maybe they're trying to get a couple of good laps in together. We'll wait and see. Yenzo, Mr. Man that said he has no full speed back and he's struggling, gets himself P3. Haas P1. Whoa. Haas now P1 and P4 as Blow sets the track blistering in purple up to P1 there. Beautiful lap. I will also mention, if you look inside these cars today, you will see a lot of blue helmets. In memory of Stefania, we are running a blue or purple helmet. Purple being our favourite colour. And the beautiful flag of Greece is nice blue and white. And you'll see a lot of your drivers wearing that blue colour today, if not all of them, as we run through the grid there. It's a beautiful sight to see. It's a hell of a lot of respect for everyone involved, and we do thank everyone for joining in the time. We have seen, though, there is a soft tyre being strapped on, and that's in the Ferrari garage. Shock horror, Ferrari pulling the weird call first, and they have put a soft tyre on George Gamer. Interesting. There's another one, the Alpine Venelor. She has put a soft tyre on. Interesting stuff to see. It's still raining a little bit. A little bit still rain. However, DRS has now been enabled. So maybe soft tyre is the way to go. As this track is getting quicker and quicker, there is now a chance for some serious pace. Obviously, some issues of crashing out are going to be on the cards, and if you do that and you haven't set a lap time, like Hobnob and Jean, you could be in trouble. You could be in serious trouble. So we'll keep an eye on how they do. But there's a lot of soft tyres getting put on now through this grid. Everyone, you can hear those engines coming back into the pit lane. Mediums for Reggie. Maybe that's a good call, as the track still hasn't got much rubber laid down. But there is a car still staying out. Who is that? Is that Andrew? Andrew sets it up to the top of the timing sheets there. The home man. For the second he had it. Maybe two. Would have been cheering in his seat. Hearing the crowd. But Nivy just came and spoiled the occasion for him there. That is... oh, that's great. It is great. Oh, dearie me. Dearie me. Obviously, the soft tyre is coming out now. The track does look it's drying. It's not gonna stay like this current grid order. But that is humorous. Oh, it's even been done by Jens now. Oh, Andrew. Oh, Andrew, bless you, mate. Bless you. Right. So we have got a few drivers now coming out on the softs. We've got Alex out. We've got that's it. There is someone else. Yeah, Furious Happy, V-Cub have gone out early. We got Andrew, Jens, and Nivy out, but obviously they had that dosage of DRS as it got activated. They'll be coming back in, and if they're not careful, they need to get a DRS and soft tyre run rather than just the DRS run, as that's where the pace really is. Reggie's gone again. Not what you want in a session when you're trying to do as well as you can. I'll invite him again. Yeah, struggling, I think, there. I'm just going to double check if I've been attacked. I'm going to get an invite. We'll quickly get Twinkie back in. And then we'll get on with some fun racing, shall we? Shall we do that? Shall we do that? Let's do that. So, dear Alex is the first man that will, I think, set a soft tyre run here in qualifying. It's a little bit tricky. You see him sliding through turn 1 and 2 complex there. Nice and close to the outside line of what was turn 3 there. But he slides through turn 4. Clearly not much grip, but it's still a blistering sector in S1 there. Not bad at all. As we go through turn 7. DRS flap open for the second time on this lap here for dear Alex. He's pushing it nice and hard up into 8th gear there. We then go through what is turn 8 and 9. Another tricky chicane as he pushes through. This won't be his last lap, as I think he'll probably have fueled for a few laps here at the end of this session. He goes through the hairpin of turn 10 for the little kink of turn 11 and then turn 12. I'm just going to quickly send Garlic a little invite so we have a nice full grid wherever he may be. Where is he? He's not there. But here comes dear Alex. So here comes dear Alex to the line. Massive improvement getting up into P1. Very, very good. We have Jean on the intermediate, which might ruin his session as it's everyone else is on softs. But we'll wait and see. We then have the Aston Martin. Who is that Aston Martin? I think it's Sickpath, and he starts his hot lap. Everyone on out laps as it stands pretty much at the moment. Does dear Alex go for another lap? He has gone for another lap, back to back. So dear Alex pushing hard, pushing very, very hard. Then we'll have what'll be a kick Sauber. It's going to be Bubba. He starts his hot lap. Then Maxi will start his hot lap. Then Bjorn will start his hot lap. Followed by George, funnily enough, starting his hot lap. Then it'll be Ricky Ido who will start his. Skull will be next. Then it will be the Williams of what I believe is Andrew. Yes, it is. Then the Alpine duo, Pink, Webb and Ellie. They're both together there, down in P13 and 15, looking to improve. Then the Mercedes. I think that'll be Jean. Yeah, that's Jean. Jean's next on the intermediate. Not a good decision, I don't think, as your boy Hobnob will also be one of the next ones to cross the line and start his hot lap. We've got a couple of drivers pushing it for the end here, as we got a couple the other Mercedes. That is Nivi, Jens, Twinkie, Jean, all pushing it. But there goes Blow across the line, getting himself up to P1. Track improvement is really, really there. I don't know if he can go again, but as it stands, he's up to P1. Jens misses the line and has to stay in P4. So does Sickpath, Furious Happy, Reggie and Twinkie. That's where they all stay for the rest of the session. Not what they want. Bubba, here he comes. I need to get 21 in the session. I apologise. There he is. There he is. Let's get him in. So, Bubba towards the final chicane now. Turn 13, then 14. Wall of Champions goes through. Does Bubba towards the line. What can he do? Up to P2. 1 second away from Blow. Not too bad. He would have been hoping for more. What can Beyond do? Can he topple off Blow? Yes, he can by a tenth and a half. Beyond to the top step. Max Tier comes across the line. Only good enough for P10 at the moment. Skoll abandons the lap. The McLaren of Ricciardo goes up to P3. We then have a Williams Andrew up to P3 now. Topping Ricciardo. The Alpine of Pinkweb can't do anything. But Ellie goes to the top of the session as it stands. Can anyone beat Ellie? Yes, they can. Hobnob's got himself up to P1. Ellie has to stay for P2 at the moment. The Mercedes of Jean gets P9 on the intermediate. Nivi ends up P10, and that's the end of the session. I don't think anyone else has got any more time in it as yet. George abandons his lap. Dear Alex abandoned his, and Skoll also abandoned his. So, what a session that was. Your boy Hobnob getting right at the end. That P1, Ellie held it for a couple of seconds, but ends up P2. Beyond P3, below P4, Andrew, Ricciardo, Bubba, Dear Alex, Jean on the intermediate, Nivi, Jens, George Gamer, all round off that top end of the grid. That was one of the best qualifyings I have seen in a long, long time. That was something. Front row start for Ellie, her first one in CLR, she says. It was something. That was one class lap. A couple of intermediate tyres actually run here in the session. But that was something. That was something indeed. What a way to end qualifying here in round 4 at the Greek Grand Prix. That was beautiful to watch. Everyone showing what they can do. Yen says that's the best quali for Eleanor. It definitely is. Definitely is. We've got a couple of people in chat. Right, let's have a look. Seems like Dear Alex got blocked in qualifying by a driver. Seems a couple of people are struggling, but that was something. Right, if you don't know, we now pause. We have a little rest. Yeah, so there's a little rest. I get to catch up with everyone in chat. So if anyone wants to have a little speak, a little join in, feel free. It was one interesting session there, wasn't it? It was one interesting session. I'm sure Stefania would be pleased to see the action we just showed there. That was something. That was something. Right, I'm gonna crack open another drink. There we go. Just so I can survive, my voice can survive for the foreseeable of this 35 lap race. I think it's 35. Sounds about right, doesn't it? It's 70 full distance. I don't think my voice could do much more than 35 laps, to be honest. We'll do our best. So, people that followed from last week, we got Teddy, we got Ollie. So welcome to the team, welcome to the community. Nice to have you. You follow 107, 108. So yeah, you're getting quite up there in the number chart now. If you're joining in here in chat and you're not following, make sure you do drop a follow here. It's greatly appreciated for all of us involved, and it shows a little bit of support for us. Other than that, we're running close to the end of a session now. We're going to get ready for the form lap, which is the formation lap, where everyone is going to have a bit of Bit of a time to warm up, have a little bit more of a rest between sessions before we go again. That's the command there. So we are getting going now. George Gamer said, let's go. That means to me we are getting underway. All drivers involved, I wish you the best. Have a good race. Everyone joining in chat. Let's have a good race of watching some F1 action. It's always a good sight to see, isn't it? We all love a bit of F1. I'm sure, if you don't like F1, you're in the wrong place, to be honest. But we do. Also, Jens Jordanhall is the top clipper at 14 views. Well done, Jens. Just so you know, it's a new stat. Anyway, formation lap will be underway. The light would have gone out, but there was no light, so they just kind of went. So yeah, as you can see, they all kind of just trundle around, have a little bit of a breather. But what we don't get is a breather. We don't do those things here. But what we can do is have a look at your tyres. So, everyone pretty much has gone for the medium compound, the majority of our drivers. Jens has been disqualified. Well done, Jens. What a start. So, P5, Andrew, he's on the hard tyre. Jens, also on the hard tyre in P11. Sick Path in P15 on a hard. And the two rear gunners of Reggie and Twinkie are both on the hard tyres. It looks like Garlic hasn't been able to make it in time, unfortunately. So, I'm sure he'll be able to join in the... in chat, watch along, have a bit of fun. But Nivi and Jens DSQ'd from the formation lap. That normally means they've made contact. More for them, they're going to start on cool tyres. More for Jens, more importantly, because cool tyres on a set of hards is going to give him nightmares. Give him nightmares indeed. I just love the sound of a Formula 1 engine. I mean, it's no V8, but it is a beautiful sound. I could go to sleep to that noise. Beautiful noise. Anyway, we can't crave over Formula 1 noises anymore. We've got a race in our hands, and let's open up. Let's open up our hearts and show Stefania what we can do. This is going to be in memory of her. We wish you all the best, drivers, and fingers crossed we can put on a show for all of those involved. Below's missed his grid slot. Jens wants to brake. Oh, that's okay. I read that wrong. Congratulations, Jens. Anyway, who's going to line up the back of the grid? It's going to be Twinkie here tonight. And once he's in his grid slot, we'll get some racing action going. So, as we go here to 5 red lights here in CLR, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights that ignite the silence. Is now pure adrenaline up towards turn 1. It's a good start for our front row, but Beyond gets an even better one. Up in P3, so does Blow. It looks like it's going to be a little bit of Noah's Ark throughout the order through turn 1. A kick Sarah Skull goes running off on the runoff area. Reggie hasn't moved off the line. Maybe a problem for the McLaren team, but Blow with a great start up to P3 past Beyond. Ellie manages to defend off her P2, and Hobnob keeps himself up in P1. Quite a stationary start across the field, apart from Reggie, who had a horrible start. Furious Happy moving up 4 positions. As it seems to be a little bit of an instant, it seems like Jens has been involved with Jean. I think I might have seen a Ferrari front wing going flying off there. DR Alex possibly involved as well. That might have been his front wing. Yes, it is the front right end plate of the V-carb flying off there down the back straight. That is not what you want early on the session, but there's some hard fighting going on. Who's that Haskell? I can't figure it out. I think it's Jens, who's just made a move on who would be Max here, I believe. As we now see them, here he comes. Bit of a better camera angle. We're going to be going 3 wide. Get out of the way, you lot. There we go. So there's a Haas, there's a Mercedes. Max is still behind. A little bit Noah's Ark here as Jens pulls into the pit lane on this starting lap. Clearly some damage caused on that Haas car. As a couple drivers having a bit of a poor start, but Furious Happy and DR Alex have switched at the beginning onto turn 1 of lap 2. So maybe a little bit of team orders coming into play. Papaya rules for team. Papaya rules. DR Alex, though, with damage, could affect him later on in the session. Pinkweb just made a move there on Max tier. Not a bad move into that first chicane of turn 3 and 4. We then have the longer chicane of what is, I believe, turn 6 and 7. Yes, it is. So, not a bad move there by Pinkweb, getting himself up to P13 as it stands. Only one position away from points now is Pinkweb, though. And I think that would be a good result for him. Looking for a point result is what you want if you're returning from a breakaway. Eleanor, though, she's beginning to fall a little bit behind. 1.3 seconds to Hobnob, and is very, very close to Blow. It's going to be very, very close as he makes a move into the final section of the lap 2. And he makes it look quite easy with DRS. He's now going to pull away with what will be another dosage of DRS, setting the fastest lap of this Grand Prix so far. I don't think he'll hang around before trying to hunt down the Red Bull of your boy Hobnob. That was George Gamer taking the fastest lap there, all the way down in P7 as it stands. Great start for him, unlike his teammate who stayed all the way down in P14. There's a lot of action across this grid. Not much separation like we usually see. So here is Ricciardo with the helicopter cam, also dropping away from that front fight as really struggling. And there goes Andrew. Maybe a little bit of a team order, but outside of team order, you could say. As he looks, that was an easy move. Almost less off to let Andrew pass there. Maybe Ricciardo doesn't have any pace, and he knows that. Letting Andrew pull him ahead, making the Andrew train. Jens all the way at the back, pitting early on, has changed that front wing and has got a 3-second time penalty already. Below is already closed up to Hobnob, so that is a second window. No DRS just yet. And Ellie is falling down the order another position now, as she's been passed by Bjorn. Bjorn up to P3. Ellie off the podium spot. She's tried before for a podium spot, and she missed out. Here's the next chance she's in for, and there's a good chance this time round. If she can keep up with those front runners, she's really in for a good fight. And she is looking speedy, as we're now hunting through on back of Bjorn. On board with the Alpine, cutting the corner, getting a little bit of grass on the rubber before we get in towards turn 6. DRS on the Alpine as we come out of turn 7 here. It'll be activated as soon as you go across the line. A little bit of battery usage may be used here, but you can't make the move just yet. Maybe holding off until we get round to the next double DRS straight. Falling quite behind though from those front two. 2.5 seconds. Ellie needs to make a move sooner rather than later for Andrew could close up. Currently 1.2 seconds and closing. So Ellie's got to keep her on her toes. Let's see what she can do now. DRS activated. I'm sure there'll be some battery usage here as well. Here she goes. What can she do towards turn 13? Is she close enough to make a move? Not just yet. Can she get a good enough exit on the wall of champions? No, she cannot. Bjorn pulls away just enough to defend the position for another lap. We'll keep an eye on this fight. Furious Appy gets a 3-second time penalty for warnings. It's a tricky one to keep intact around this track. It is quite demanding, and you really got to keep your eye in. As that is Nibby there, going a little bit wrong there through turn 2, dropping down to P11, having to fight off Bubba there to try and keep that P11 position. And now it's a fight between Sick Path and Furious Appy. They're going at it for the wooden spoon of P13. Can Furious Appy do anything to get past? I don't think he can, but with DRS coming up, here's a good chance to make a move happen. There's a fight at the back between Jens and Twinkie. But what can Furious Appy do? DRS, ERS, oh, he makes a little bit of an issue. Too much for a move on the straight. He goes flinging into the wall. That allows Max here in Skull Pass. Furious Appy will be kicking himself for that. Going too fast, DRS open, too hard on the wheel, and he goes flinging off. That is not an error you want to make too often. Unlucky for Furious Appy. I think the move was on there if he just took it a little bit slower, so unlucky for him. Looking ahead, we have Pinkweb making a move up to P9 now as he dispatches of the second Mercedes tonight. So not a bad race so far for, is he Swedish? For the Swedish driver, I think it's Swedish. It's been a while, isn't it? It's been a while. But he's doing a good job as it stands. DR Alex with that front wing damage is struggling to make a move in the 3-time world champion. A little bit of DRS train all the way up to what will now be Bjorn as Andrew's got involved and has kind of joined the trains and made one big one. Skull is the next one to suffer from that 3-second time penalty. But there goes Jean, making a move on the exit of turn 7, round the outside. Very audacious place to make a move, but he's made it happen, dropping Pinkweb back down to P10. He's now in a Mercedes sandwich once again. DRS training this will be. Let's wait and see what they can do. Can anyone try and pull away or fight through this action? Skull and Sickpath going at it as well. Now Furious Happy's out of the way. Sickpath makes a beautiful dive bomb into turn 10. Skull provides the room. Can Sickpath do anything? No, he cannot. When we come to the DRS straight, will that be able to help him? Both of them will have that DRS flap wide open. I don't think they'll be able to do anything, but can Max here do anything on Bubba? This is for 1 point down in P12 as it stands. No, he cannot. Max here into the pit lane on the medium tyre. Maybe a 2-stop for the Ferrari at the moment. As he's coming in, here's a set of hards. Yellow flag in sector 1. Who's that for? Is it George Gamer? Was it George Gamer? I think it might have been. I think it was the Ferraris. He's now down to P8. Getting passed by Dio Alex, but there's a big spacing between both of them. So maybe something happening there. We also saw Jean pitting for his first pit stop. A couple of early pit stops here in the Grand Prix. Not what you want, really. I'm just going to double check if Reggie wants another invite back, just in case. I haven't seen anything in chat, but he might have been in Discord, so I'll just invite him back just in case. Anyway, now they've Jean has pit for the early pit stop. He'll be looking for an undercut. It's now down to Nivy and Pinkweb to fight for this position. Will Nivy be doing anything to help his teammate? Maybe holding Pinkweb up a little bit to give Jean that undercut that he's attempting to go for. I'm sure he's not going to give up the position too easily. As we now see DRX also coming to the pit lane. Does Nivy or Pinkweb pit? No, they don't. They do switcheroo though, as Pinkweb is up to P9 making that move on Nivy, so a good fight. Dear Alex, he does pit, changing the front wing. The contact he made earlier on in this Grand Prix on lap 1 has now been fixed, so he'll have some pace back in that car. Long stop. It feels like a while watching the pit crew get to work, but he's back out into the lane, and we now back out on the inside of turn 1 there. Where will he come out? With that front wing change, it's going to lose him some time, but I think he's still going to come out just ahead of Jean there. Not too bad by the V-Car pit crew to get him out in a good spot, as Garlic has left the session, as he obviously missed out on the racing action, unfortunately. But good call by the V-Car crew there to get Alex just ahead of Jean and in a good window there. So not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Up at the front, we did miss it. Your boy Hobnob has been passed by Blow, and they are fighting now for this P1 position. Your boy Hobnob is close behind that Haas's gearbox. Can he do anything? As we go towards lap 9 now. Turn 1. Can a move happen? No, it cannot. Not just yet. Below manages to fend off that position. Ellie hasn't managed to fall too far behind Beyond yet, and is still staying in the DRS. I'm sure she'll be sizing up a move sooner rather than later, but Andrew is quite close as well. And at his home Grand Prix, he'll be looking to make that move happen as well. He's not going to settle. He's not going to give any leeway, so is he? We see Nivy and Bubba also pitting. 2 new hard tyres going on. A nice fresh set of boots going on to the Mercedes-Benz Works team and the Kick Sauber team. So that could be an interesting call by Nivy to try and get that undercut on who will be Pinkweb. Jean also has managed to get back past Dear Alex, who pit early and tried to stay ahead of Jean, but he couldn't manage it as they are now fighting for position. But that's not what you want when you're trying to get into some racing action higher up the grid order. But for now, they are going at it, and I think Jean didn't put up too much of a fight there, as he knows there's not much to play for down that back straight of DRS. But your boy Hobnob knows there really is something to play for here. Can he do anything towards turn 1? DRS, he tries again like he tried last time, but nothing to come from it just now. Ellie is our next driver into the pit lane. Ricciardo, George Gamer and Pinkweb all follow. Can Alpine do the double stack? There's a bit of an unsafe release there by Ferrari. It doesn't look too bad. A little bit slow by Alpine on Pinkweb's car. However, it isn't too bad at all. I think everyone looks like to be going for a 2-stop here in round 4 at Canada. Maybe the tyre wear higher than we expected. But yeah, really going at it, aren't they? Really going at it. Your boy Hobnob is quite close now. Quite close behind Blow. I wouldn't be surprised to see a move happening down this straight now. He's been close beforehand, but I don't think he's been this close. So as we go and get some DRS on the back of the Red Bull, we'll jump on board. Why won't we? It looks like there's been a spinner. It's been Jean. It's yellow flag in Sector 2. Let's hope there's no safety car, because we want to see the racing action. Safety cars ruin that bit. But here comes your boy Hobnob. Just no pace as he goes flying. Nearly taking out the back of Below as he goes into the pit lane. That was something to see, wasn't it? That was a scary sky. I think there might be a little bit of a brown mark in your boy Hobnob's pants and maybe in the mirrors of Below as he saw that flying Red Bull nearly going into the back of him there. Beyond as well also pits for a set of hards. And your boy Hobnob has gone for another set of mediums. So that's a definite 2-stop for the Red Bull. But Ellie, with the undercut, can she come out ahead of your boy Hobnob? And maybe Beyond. She's definitely made out ahead of Beyond. And Ricciardo might make it out ahead as well. No, he cannot. He has to stay behind. But that undercut was beautifully done by Ellie and almost Ricciardo there. So Ellie getting herself up into what is now net P2. Maybe a close net P3. But she's back up onto the podium. So she'll be happy of that as it stands. But there's a long way to go. 25 laps still left of this Grand Prix. There's quite a while and there's quite a lot of time to lose and gain. So I'm going to quickly stop and have a quick drink again. It's better. Right. Can Ellie do anything? It's going to keep an eye on her. As I'm assuming Below is staying out. Yes, he is. So is Andrew. Maybe looking for a safety car. We nearly saw it. We nearly saw it as Jean had a little spin out of turn 7 the previous lap. I don't think he's come out of any contact, but he has fallen a lot of time behind from where he was up with Dear Alex and George Gamer. He's now gone from about P7-8 region to P14. So, Jean is going to be kicking himself for that. But as it stands, he's still in it. He's still in it. There's still points on the board. Jean, as I say that, I give him a bit of a commentator's curse there, and he gets a 3-second time penalty. But as we look at the back for the Wooden Spoon, there might be a little bit of inter-team fighting going on. What can the Skull do here? Does he look to the inside of his teammate? No, he does not. Has to stay behind. Maybe some radio going over, but I see an issue. Who's that? It's Blow. Blow's got a puncher. There's a puncher for Blow. He's stayed out far too long on the medium compound. He's gone flying straight on the exit of turn 9 after the DRS straight. And I think that's a rear puncher and maybe some wing damage. As long as he rejoins the track nice and safely, which he has done, he's going to really fall down this grid order. That's not what you want. If you're a Blow fan, really struggling there. That rear left is very deflated. Everyone's got to be quite careful. Just goes through him as he is ghosted. But yeah, you've got to be careful. And that is something Blow couldn't do. And he's spinning on the inside of turn 10 there. Yeah, unfortunate for Haas today. Another puncher. They've seen a lot this season. And with both drivers now in P17 and 18, and one with a serious puncher, has dropped him from what was P1 all the way now down to P18. We will obviously see a pit stop by the Haas team, but that is quite unfortunate there for Below. The Polish driver is not going to be happy with that. That's the same reason he retired last time round. We'll wait and see if he does continue on, if he calls it quits tonight. But unfortunately for him, the win is probably off the cards. Although you never know here in racing, there's always a chance. It looks like he's going to continue on though, as he's going to strap on a set of hard tyres and pray for the best. No, he's not. He does retire from the session and call it quits. So our first retirement, 12 laps in here, is going to be Blow with a puncher. He was quite far behind. He did do his best though. But we see a bit of racing again, and it's between Ellie and Bjorn. Bjorn on the 1 lap fresh tyre has got his tyres into a safe operating window and is up to P3, making the move happen on Ellie. Although with Blow off the table, excuse me, Ellie's now net P3, and that's confirmed as Andrew is yet to pit I'm sure he's praying for a safety car, but we're not going to see one, as Ellie is really falling behind Beyond there. I think she might have got caught up a little bit by the slow-moving Haas car. But it does mean she's falling into the clutches of Ricciardo and Alex. So she's not going to be happy about it. But, got to move on and hope for the best. And continue on your race. And just don't let it affect you. Because that's a key thing in F1. Don't let the badness affect you. And oh dear Alex! We saw him drifting off in the background of turn 9 there. And into the wall of the inside. Not a good power on the throttle pedal. And he does go flying off. And he loses an end plate again. So dear Alex making a rare mistake. Like we saw last time out. The championship leader really struggling at Zandvoort and here at Canada as well. Will it be an early pit stop and front wing change? It depends on how bad that damage will be. But I'm sure Nivi will want to make a move. Alex does stay out. But let's keep an eye on Nivi as we go down with DRS now. Alex won't have DRS. But he'll be pushing hard. He knows this is crucial now to try and defend that position. Your boy Hobnob has got himself up to P1 after pitting early on the medium tyre. We'll see him coming into the pit lane later on again as he's gone medium, and he has to choose another compound. But now ahead of Andrew. Andrew is slowly falling down the grid order. Is Reggie back? I think he is. Reggie is back. And he's in P12, so he's in a point position. We have a yellow flag. Oh, it's for Jens. Jens retires into the pit lane as well. So both Haas cars out of the Grand Prix. That's not what you want. As we see Twinkie getting lapped by his teammate. Another thing you don't want is, is that. That's not what you want at all, is it? So, yeah, Twinkie all the way down in P18. Trying his best there to get himself going. But getting lapped by your teammate is not a nice feeling, I'm sure. He gets lapped by Andrew. And he'll also now be lapped by Bjorn. Obviously, the early pit stop for Twinkie to change that front wing and take the hard tyre has caused some issues and has taken him quite a long way through this Grand Prix. So he is struggling on that old hard tyre. Andrew, talking about old hard tyres, has taken it off, pushed a long time, and he was doing quite well. He's now gone for a set of softs. He'll be down to P10. Oh, that was something, wasn't it? He'll be down to P10, or maybe not, as he makes a beautiful move coming out of the pit lane on Max here. A little bit of a slide by the old Dutchman. 9 lap all tyres, and obviously hard and fresh softs. He's going to be done, isn't he? And I think Andrew was showing some pace during this stint, trying to make some moves back up the grid order. However, all pit stops so far have been made. The ones that have to happen, but I think we'll see some more. As it stands, your boy Hobnob has a safe lead to be on, and then Ellie has quite a big gap, and Ricciardo is right behind. Dear Alex is losing some pace now with that front wing damage. George Game has appeared out of nowhere, getting past Nivi in Pink Web up in P8. He's a little bit of a world of his own, but I don't think it'll be long until Andrew appears, as he's already gapped 2 seconds of Max here. Jean as well, after his spin, is all the way down in P11. Reggie, is falling into the clutches of the Kick Sauber. But we see another yellow flag, and I think it was Nivi. The Wall of Champions goes Nivi. He's trying to get himself back onto the racing line and getting a straight and level, but I think he's got stuck on the curb there. No, he hasn't. He's got himself going. Just a couple of revs. But that was wing damage. So the Wall of Champions has been hit, and it's caused a serious issue. And it is Nivi. He is a CLR race winner, and he's down to P13. He was just behind George Gamer all the way up in P7, and now he's down to P13. It'll be a pit stop probably, as that front wing is fairly damaged, and he's going to struggle. But that is not what you want. Nivi hitting the Wall of Champions there. Although, it has promoted Pink Web up to P7, so I'm sure he'll be quite chuffed. I don't think he cares. P7 is not a bad result, as I think, as we said earlier on, returning race back into racing for a long time, and he's in P7. Obviously, he knows what it feels like to win a championship, how to win a race, so he still has that killer instinct. But it's been a while. It has been a while. Andrew is just there as well. That is a scary sight. That red Water tyre is aggressive, and it knows how to bring the pace out on any car. I don't think it'll be long till Andrew will be making a move. Everyone around him on very worn or fairly worn hard tyres. So, yeah, he's got a bit of an advantage, you could say. George Gamer beginning to fall off behind Dear Alex now. As, I don't know why. Dear Alex with the front wing damage just somehow managed to pull a bit of pace out. We see Nivy pitting. Reggie as well. There'll be a front wing change, obviously, for Nivy. Reggie will not. So Reggie does come out ahead of Nivy there. It feels like a long time, but Nivy, for a fresh set of hards, he might be looking to go to the end of the Grand Prix now. So, going to the end of the Grand Prix, how long would that be? I think it's about another 17 laps. We're about halfway through this Grand Prix. It is probably possible, but it'll be tricky. Everyone else ahead of him will probably be pitting again, I would say. Obviously, I don't know. I'm not a strategist. I'm just a random commentator. Anyway, let's see what Ricciardo can do. He's now on the back of Ellie. He's been hunting her down for a little while now. Bit of DRS and battery usage. Can he get past? Oh no, he doesn't have DRS. Ellie has DRS. So he had actually made the move happen on the exit of turn 9 before the detection point. But it did just mean Ellie can make a move back. So yeah, there you go. Maybe an error from McLaren pit wall. Maybe I assume they'll be taking that into consideration, trying to think about how they can come out ahead before they get to the start-finish line at the end of this Grand Prix ahead of Ellie. Andrew has made that move happen now on Pinkweb. We'll just have a quick look if he set the fastest lap. I wouldn't be surprised if he has. No, he hasn't. He's 2 tenths away from it. He set some fairly quick lap times. I think he'll be looking to get that fastest lap. But he's not doing too badly, is he? He's not doing too badly. Your penalties as they stand as well. Just a couple of 3 seconds for certain drivers as they've exceeded the track limits just one too many times. Yeah, you know. But here comes Ricciardo. He's making a move with DRS. It's quite an easy move there on Ellie. Can Ellie, with a little bit of slipstream, down the main straight here, the pit straight, make the move back? I don't think she can, as the DRS is quite powerful. Dear Alex, though, with the front wing damage, is still showing some beautiful, beautiful pace there in the V-carb. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to win a race, and he is gonna demonstrate it here today, I think. Looking ahead at the front of this grid, we do see Bjorn really pushing now. He might be looking to make a move on your boy Hobnob this lap, as he has closed that 4 or 5 second gap to just over, now just under 1 second. I think he'll have DRS. I think he would. Here we come now, towards the DRS line. Does that rear flap open? Yes, it does. So we have a fight on our hands now for P1. We're going to cut away as it's a bit closer behind. We want to see, can Ellie get past? Will Dear Alex try and get involved? There is DRS in play here, and there is a fight on our hands. Ricciardo moves to the left. Ellie goes to the inside of turn 13. She dives the inside. She puts the shoulder out to Ricciardo, who might end up falling into the clutches of Alex here, as Ellie really showed Ricciardo where to put it. Can Alex do anything on the inside of turn 1? Looks like he can. He sends a move up on inside of turn 1, and he makes a move nice and easily there for P4. Ricciardo down 2 positions in the space of 2 corners. In the space of 2 corners, poor Ricciardo. Max here there just speeds into the pit lane. That's for a fresh set of tyres he's gone for a new hard. 15 laps left to go for him, and a 10-second time penalty. So not what you want. This front fight is really on, and I don't know what's happened there, but we did cut away from Bjorn. He was behind your boy Hobnob. He's now down to P2 with a front wing end plate missing, and he's now been made a move on by Ellie. Ellie's up to P2. She'll get DRS as well here. Your boy Hobnob. Bjorn is going to really drop down this grid order. Front wing damage. He's down to P4 before we even reach the DRS zone. Ricciardo will be next to make a move on the Aston Martin. Does the Aston Martin pit? Yes, he does. It's going to be for a new front wing, I'd assume, and possibly a new set of tyres. Dear Alex is also fighting with Ricciardo. We see a pit stop. That's for your boy Hobnob. That puts Ellie up into the lead of the Grand Prix. Ellie is leading the Grand Prix for the first time here in CLR, Ellie leads a Grand Prix. This is something. Dear Alex, I don't think will allow that to happen for much longer. He's not going to let people lead a Grand Prix. He knows what it likes to lead a Grand Prix, and he likes the feeling, and he's going to want to have it again. So, what can Furious Happy do now as he is hunting down the Alpine? Nothing just yet. Settling for P2. We don't really see moves down there, as you know, the drivers do know. It's a better place to make a move down the next DRS straight. So down this DRS straight, you get a dosage of one, and then another DRS straight. So, you know, you're going to be able to settle for position. But obviously, it's only about I think it's 7 corners before you reach that back straight again. And Dear Alex, with DRS, has made that move on Ellie there. But when he does it, he gets a 3-second time penalty for cutting the corner. Ellie does as well there. So both of them getting a penalty, which means at the moment it's net P1 for Ricciardo if we take penalties into consideration. So this is one crazy race. We're seeing some brand new names. Well, I say brand new names. Some different names up there. It is really mixed as we've lost Blow, we've lost Jens. Your boy Hobnop has made that second pit stop and is at the moment stuck in traffic behind Pinkweb. He makes a move in the chicane, but Pinkweb does defend it quite hard. But here comes your boy Hobnob with the switchback of dreams, getting himself up to P5. Does Pinkweb fight it? No, he does not. He gives your boy Hobnob the position. He knows that 12 lap fresher tyres, he's not got much chance, and he is now on the back of the top 4. Dear Alex has actually managed to pull away 2.2 seconds, which is class in the space of about half a lap. But I don't think that's going to stop your boy Hobnob from dispatching of the 3 ahead before he begins to hunt down Dear Alex for the lead of this Grand Prix again. Obviously, the drivers ahead haven't even pit for their second stop yet. So, your boy Hobnob is currently in the net P1 of about 20 seconds. Picking up a 3-second time penalty there in the final chicane of lap 23 will not help his cause. He has dispatched of George Gamer now though, and next on the card is Ricciardo, and he's dispatched of him. Next on the card is Ellie. I don't think it'll be long until the Red Bull will make the move on the Alpine car. I think, yeah. Well, what's the new boss of Red Bull? Yeah, that is not a difficult move. Fresh tyres, a little bit of DRS, a little bit of battery usage, I'm sure, and your boy Hobnob makes that look easy. I don't think he's even breaking a sweat at the moment, as he knows he's making it to the end of this Grand Prix on this tyre. Everyone else, they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle. Dear Alex, 14 lap older tyres than a Hobnob. Let's wait and see what he can do. Let's wait and see. Here comes Max here, though. Oh, a little bit of contact on the back of Skull. The Dutchman and the British driver going at it for P10. Going down the back DRS straight. He has made the move there. Fresh tyres Max Tears on. 3 lap old hards compared to the 14 lap old on Skull. So that is not too bad at all. Nice way to make a move. Sixth path just turned right into me on the straight, sending us both into the wall on lap 1. Couldn't avoid the 2 drivers parked in the track. My luck is bad. I did see a collision. Rain in 10 minutes. Oh, sorry, 5 minutes. Rain in 5 minutes is something. Andrew's gone for another set of hards. He's gone hard, soft, sorry. Ricciardo's also pit. If there's rain in 5 minutes, can these front runners stay out any longer and try and go for a one stop on the dries and then go for that second stop onto an intermediate? Might be a good call, unlike Beyond, who had to pit for a fresh wing, and he's gone for the fresh rubber as well. There could be some mix-up, as some people have made that second pit stop already. The rain always mixes things up, though. It's always bringing excitement, isn't it? Andrew on the fresh softs. We saw what he was like 8 laps ago. Now again, fresh softs. He is absolutely flying. I'll be surprised if we can't see a fastest lap this time around. And he is back up to P9. Your boy Hobnob, with the fresher tyre, making that 2-stop, has made the move on Dear Alex, who I think has also may have made a 2-stop. No, he's not. Made a 1-stop, but he's got wing damage. So your boy Hobnob is seriously showing some pace. Seriously showing pace. I think the Alpine team as well are going to be really chuffed if the result ends like this. A P3 and P5 is something else. For a team that is currently 9th in the Constructors, this would probably bump them up. So it would probably be 2nd place. So this is a great result for the Alpine team. Gold is our next driver. Sorry, let me just quickly sort my Xbox fly out. There you go. Gold is our next driver to bring it into the pit lane for a second stop. A lot of medium tyres. But if that rain is coming, and it might come hard, is that the right call? Wait and see. If the rain's only light, though, you might be worth pitting on for a softer set of rubber, fresher set of rubber, and just trying to survive. Depends on how heavy that rain is meant to be. If it's meant to be torrential, then we might see the inters coming out. If we see the wets, then that's something else. But yeah, we'll wait and see. But there goes George. Can he make a move? No, he cannot. Has to stay behind Ellie, who gets another 3 second tyre penalty there. Not what you want. She's now up to 6. The front 2 up to 3 each. George Gamer and Pinkweb, though, haven't got any. So if they can try and get past Ellie and then maybe hunt up those front runners, they could be on a cards for a good result here. Andrew getting 3 seconds there, as he is now dispatched of Jean up to P8. There goes the Williams driver. He'll be now looking ahead, as he'll be hunting down Beyond Ricciardo, who have both made that second pit stop, and they will be trying to close up on the drivers ahead as well. So, yeah, it's an interesting race now. There's not much left of it, but it's getting interesting. It's really, really heating up. George Gamer is right up the back of Ellie's Alpine car now, in an Alpine sandwich. Ellie goes a little bit wide there through turn 10. She does get the power down quite nicely though, so maybe that was the plan. But with Pinkweb with DRS behind George Gamer, I think he'll be thinking ahead to try and make a move happen so he doesn't get passed by Pinkweb. As it stands, he has to stay behind. He gets that next dosage of DRS. What can that do for him? Can it make a move? Getting George Gamer out of his very well-known P4. No, he has to stay there behind Ellie as it stands. George is not George. Jen says it's raining, and he is not wrong. It is raining. It's light rain as it stands. It's only just started, but it could get heavy, says Mr. Weatherman. So, and we see Pinkweb begin to slide. It's beginning to affect the track already. Obviously, as we know, the camera we get doesn't display how wet it really is, so it could have been raining for a little bit longer than it's shown on the cameras, and you can see people begin to struggle. People like Alex, who are on the hards for a long time, might feel a bit more, but Nivi has gone for a set of intermediates. He's had nothing to lose, as he was all the way down in about P10-11 region. He's gone for that intermediate. He'll come out on P13, about 3 or 4 seconds behind Bubba. It's going to be a risky call, but if it pulls out on the right favour for the Mercedes team, if it gets any heavier this rainfall, it could be a good call. Sick Path has also followed Nivi. That Aston Martin looks absolutely drenched, so maybe it is raining quite hard. Maybe it is. We can see that rainfall, and there's quite a lot of it, so let's have a look. Let's go on board with the Aston Martin, and yeah, you can see the rain. Is it enough for the intermediates to not overheat? Sick Path currently down 18 seconds behind Skull and 1 minute ahead of Twinkie, so he's not nothing to lose, same as Nivi. But then you never know, it's worth the call. We have Jean as well pitting. I'm assuming that'll be for a set of intermediates as well. Yes, it is. A couple of people pulling it nice and early. It's an interesting call. It really is. 6 laps left. It's a huge risk, but maybe a risk that is worth taking. Andrew, Ricciardo, Beon, all closing up to Pinkweb, George Gamer, Ellie. There's a fight on our hands. George Gamer's falling away a little bit from Ellie now. DRS is still activated, so it might give Pinkweb a little bit of an easy move here to get up to P4. That would be a great result for Pinkweb and for Alpine as a team. Ellie, I think, is going to settle for P3 if that is what she can manage. We have a yellow flag, and it's for Ferrari. It's Maxter who spun on the exit of turn 9. He's spun himself back around, but it's going to mean Reggie's going to get past. The 11 lap old medium tyre on Reggie might be giving a little bit more grip than Max here has. And yeah, not too bad at all. But we got a couple of pit stops. Right, dear Alex is pit. He's on for a set of intermediates. 22 laps he did on that hard tyre. Pinkweb's in for a set of intermediates. Beyond's on for a set of intermediates. George is. Andrew is. Will Reggie come in too? I wouldn't be surprised if he does. No, he does come in. Max here comes in. Ricciardo, Ellie, and your boy Hobnob all stay out. So, there is a really close fight on our hands now. This is showing some interesting scenarios. Nivi, Sickpath, Jean, have they got anything out of this early intermediate stop? Max here is having to serve his 10-second speeding penalty, change the tyres and the front wing, so it's going to be a really slow stop for the Ferrari car. Probably dropping out of the point, so it's now down to George Gamer to get as much out of this Grand Prix as he can get. Maybe I'm trying to just defend off a P5. As up ahead, if the front three don't pit, they might have a big enough window to try and stay ahead. Your boy Hobnob, on the 8-lap-old hards, making that 2-stop already, might think he's got a good enough gap just to stay out on the dry tyres. Maybe thinking it's the right compound to be on as it stands. Almost lapping school by the looks of it. And he'll be closing up on Max here and Bubba. But look how wet that circuit is. You can't see a dry line anymore, really. A little bit through the chicane. But I think your boy Hobnob will be feeling it. Ellie and Ricciardo, they've both come in for a set of intermediates. It's probably the right call as it stands. Furious Happy, he's another driver out on the dry tyres. So Skull, so Swinky. But Ellie will drop down the order. She was P3. She'll drop down to what will be now P8. Not the right call staying out, I don't think, there. It's given dear Alex P2. 25 seconds to your boy Hobnob. I don't think your boy Hobnob's going to pit. So, let's wait and see. Has he got a good enough margin, if he gets any wetter, to keep dear Alex behind? George Gamer, I think, is going to have to try and defend his P3 and won't get any better unless your boy Hobnob does anything too silly. But yeah, dear Alex is really closing in on that intermediate now, isn't he? Pinkweb. Oh, we do see your boy Hobnob. He has pit. So is Furious Happy. So has Skull. I would be surprised if Twinkie doesn't as well, as he's coming around now through the hairpin. So intermediates have gone on to most of our cars here around the Greek Grand Prix. Is your boy Hobnob going to come out in P1? Or will we, dear Alex, have a good window? I think it's not going to be close, is it? Your boy Hobnob is going to come out with a fairly nice window of about, will be around 4 seconds here. Maybe even 5, actually. Pushing 6. So your boy Hobnob has done a masterclass to get himself up and stay in that P1 position. Pinkweb is up in P3. But we'll just show you that penalties. It's going to come into play. George Gamer could be on for a podium. But Ricciardo could be on for P5. And there's penalties all the way down the order. So what will be the finishing order on track? I don't think will be the finishing order off track, as there is some big penalties for a lot of drivers. And there are some big gaps though. So you never know. You never know. DRS now has been disabled. The FIA think it is wet enough for the DRS to be disabled, and we can see that rain on the tarmac. It is wet. It looks like qualifying now, and I think the intermediate is the right side to be on, as I think everyone is now on it, as Twinkie has come in. So yeah, the intermediate is the tyre you want to be on. George Gamer was trying to fend off that P3, lost out to Pinkweb in the pit stop phase, and he's lost out a little bit of time now as they've been running on this intermediate. He'll be looking to close that gap back up with only about 3 laps left of this Grand Prix. He's not got much time. He knows with Pinkweb's 3-second time penalty, he'll be on the podium. But he can't lose any more than 3 seconds, because otherwise he won't be on it. Here comes Ricciardo though. He doesn't care about Ellie's 3-second time penalty. He wants to get it on track, and he has done, getting himself up to P6. Not too bad from the McLaren car, and he could even be on for what will be a P5 or be on. Ellie and Ricciardo are going at it for this Serious, there's quite a lot of points here for P6, so there's quite a lot to pay for, which is why they're going so hard. Not much time left in this Grand Prix, so they know what they've got to do, don't they? They know what they've got to do. Your boy Hobnob and dear Alex at this portion of the Grand Prix will be thinking, if they can just keep it in a straight line, P1 and 2 are not a bad result, and that is what they'll be looking for here at the end of this Grand Prix, going on to what will be the penultimate lap now, as your boy Hobnob comes round the final corner for what will be the third to final time. Nearly there. The World of Champions has only been hit by one that we've caught on stream, and that was Nivy. He's a champion or a race winner here in CLR, so you never know. That's why it's got its name. That's why it's got its name, as he does lap Twinkie, does Nivy at the moment. School at the back has had a quite quiet race, doing quite well. Sick Path as well. A lot of the runners at the back have had their little inter fights, but they're all having nice quiet races, doing quite well. The fights have been all across our grid though, haven't they? There is a lot going on, as we see your boy Hobnob lapping the Aston Martin of Sick Path. We also have a Kick Sauber of Bubba defending off P13. There's no points for P13, but it's always that recognition of what position you got. Could impact towards the end of the season if you draw on points to someone. Good results can always affect that result. But there goes Furious Happy. Can he make a move happen? As the rain is really falling now, he's bump drafting Bubba into the final few corners. Can't make a move there as it stands. But there goes your boy Hobnob, going on from his penultimate lap to the final lap now. Your boy Hobnob has showed some pace. He hasn't run a Grand Prix here in CLR in a long time. But at the moment, he is on for what will be his first win in a good while. Good while. Pinkweb as well, on his return, is up to P3. After a poor qualifying, I don't think Alpine will sniff at that qualifying at all, will they? Eleanor has got herself up to P6 as well. After a late pit stop compared to everyone else. With the penalty, she might not finish in that position, but we do know there's a lot of penalties across the board, so there's a lot to play for, a lot to think about. But it's the final lap, so it's all to play for. There's still time to play for, everyone. What can you do? What can you get out of this final lap as the rain is pouring, but it's not pouring for your boy Hobnob. There is just cheers coming from the Red Bull pit wall, and he has showed some serious pace here today. He has showed why he's a race winner, why he is so highly respected and known in the world of CLR. Your boy Hobnob, he's won before. He will go on and again to round the final two corners here of the Greek Grand Prix here in Season 5. Round 4 of Charged League Racing. Your boy Hobnob is your race winner as he comes to the line. What a win. That was something. Your boy Hobnob with a free stop ends up showing some serious display here, getting himself a lovely win. Then you have dear Alex. He ends up in the position of P2. He tried his best, but a couple of front wing damages, a couple of front wing changes have caused some serious troubles for the V-Carb, and he did do quite well. Pinkweb in the Alpine got his P3 in his debut return. George Gamer, Beyond, Ricciardo, Eleanor, Andrew all get up into that P8 position. Jean gets P9. Reggie will come across the line for what will be P10. And then Nivy, who I think left the session just now, will come across the line for what will be P11. I don't know if the game will count it, but it will be P11. Max Tier will come around the final few corners to get the final point offered out here in CLR Thursday round 4. Yes, there's only 1 point, but a point's a point, and Max here has got that singular point. Bubba will be our next one. It's going to be a close fight with Furious Happy for P13 on track. Can anyone do anything? It doesn't look like Furious Happy has enough in the tank to get past Bubba, and with penalties we'll have to settle for P14 anyway. But the good fight between these two, good display shown. We then have Sick Path, Skull and Twinkie, our lapped runners, end up getting P15, 16 and 17, and not bad from those three, pushing on through the end of this Grand Prix Eleanor says Blow's car didn't ghost and he was on the racing line. I got damage. Oh no! My wing was fixed by pit sprinters, even though I didn't want it. My tick luck. You were on for such a good Grand Prix, such a good race. Possibly for a podium there for Ellie, but that's not what you want. Not what you want at all. Hello, Kaz. But there's your podium finishes. You have your boy Hobnob. You've got Dear Alex, and also up there, Pinkweb on his return. That was on display. And as we bring tonight's race and evening stream to a close, I do just want to mention one more time. We were racing for Stefania here today. Although they are no longer with us, we showed the passion that she always demonstrated in racing, and she always brought to the track. It's the joy she brought to the community. Most importantly, it was a joy to have her joining in all the time. It's just a core memory that we will always remember. While we cross the finish line of this event, her story will continue in the hearts of all of us who shared the track with Stefania. It's been a privilege to join in with that racing action with you, Stefania. It was a pleasure. So on behalf of the whole Charging League Racing moderator team and all of the drivers, we hope you're watching down from above as we honour your truly special member of our community. All our drivers today showing their respects with that blue helmet and that the Greek flag being flown for a couple of drivers. But we'll leave you on a starting lights on. Sorry for you, Stefania, as it's a pause in the race for you. But for now, rest well, Stefania. This one was for you. So as you all know, that was for Stefania, and she'll be deeply missed. Looking at the racing action, everyone put on a great display. It was a privilege to be able to commentate over a race of such prestige. I'm so grateful for everyone that showed the support here today. And to all that have got involved, it was great to see. All drivers that competed today, they showed some really good pace. I was quite impressed. Driver of the day, I've got to give it to Pinkweb on a return back to CLR Thursday. It's been a while since we've seen him, isn't it? It's been a long time, but he's shown why he's a CLR champion in the launch season. On the return, get himself back on the podium. He said he isn't very good at the moment, but I would disagree. Anyway, we will wrap up. We'll wrap it up today. Thank you for all. We've got a couple of new people in chat. If you want to join in with the racing action, I believe our Discord is in the bio. So is our YouTube, and so is our TikTok. So if you want to follow along, please do. And if you join on the Discord, there's a chance you can get involved. There is always a chance you can get in the racing action, and we would be really lucky to have you. Next time out here in CLR, Thursday it will be Singapore, Friday it will be round 4 for Belgium, and then Sunday is in a week's time, which will be at Singapore as well. But other than that, that has been CLR Thursday. We will see you tomorrow night for CLR Friday, where we'll remember Stefania. Well, once again, as it was quite a sudden situation. But we do thank you for celebrating the life of Stefania and the memory that will continue on for the future. But thank you everyone for joining in and showing all the respect for all the drivers and all the people that did join in. It has been a privilege to commentate over, and I will see you next week out for some more exciting CLR racing action.